So let's start with get. Here's a sample request and response. So we have this request line followed by some headers followed by the content. Similarly, the response comprises of response line followed by response headers followed by content. Now this request line is divided into three sections. We have the method name followed by the requested resource, which is index.html, and the HTTP version, which is 1.1 over here. Now the request line is followed by headers like host, accept language, etc. Now the overall requested URL is the host name or the host header concatenated with the resource name mentioned in the request line. So the overall requested URL is mysite.org/index.html. Now the server responds with the requested resource, and the content of the resource is present within this content section over here. Since the server is sending HTML, the content type header over here is specified as text/HTML. Now 200 OK means that the server was able to successfully respond to the request and there was no error on the client side or the server side. Another important point is we have this accept header over here, which accepts different types including all/all type. So this client can accept any kind of content like HTML, XML, JSON, etc. Also note that a GET request doesn't have any content in the request body. Now let's consider another GET request. So over here we're requesting mysite.org/animals/9. So let's assume this URL retrieves an animal with an ID of 9. Also notice the client is only accepting XML content. Now previously the client was accepting all sort of content, whereas now the client expects XML content. So the server responds with the animal with the ID of 9. And since the server is sending XML content, the content type over here specifies application/XML. If the client specifies the accept header with JSON type, then the server is expected to return JSON content. Here's another example of GET request. So this time the requested URL is mysite.org/animals. So let's assume this request is used for retrieving all the animals. Again, the client only accepts XML content. The server returns a list of all animals. And again, since the server returns XML content, the content type header over here specifies XML. And the status code once again is 200 OK, which means that the server was able to successfully fulfill the request. So we have this sample page over here for studying when a GET request gets sent. When you type something in the address bar and press enter, a GET request is sent. A GET request is also sent when you click some link. And when you submit a form with the method type of GET, then a GET request is sent. Let's view the source. So when you click this link, a GET request will be sent. When you submit a form with the method type of GET, a GET request will be sent. So let's check this out. Let me press F12 for opening Firebug. So let's press enter in the address bar and a GET request has been sent. Let's clear this out. Let me clear the history. And let's press some link. We have this GET request being sent. Let me clear this out and let's submit this form with the method of GET. Again, a GET request is being sent. So we have status code of 200 OK over here. So we have the response header over here and here the request header. So pretty much all the info we need is within these tabs. So let me clear this out and let's send this form once again. Let me put some values over here. The point I want to make is when you submit a form with a method type of GET, then the form fields are sent in the request line itself. Let's see this diagrammatically. So as you can see, the form fields are sent within the request line itself. So it's a terrible idea to send confidential information like password in the GET request.